Hello, everyone out there. We are back again. We are back again to continue this journey of mathematics. If you have not subscribed yet, I'll love you to do so. I'll love you to do so, so that together we can, you know, continue on this wonderful maths journey together. It's a journey where we are going to make math very easy and not as a scary subject that we many people portray it to be. Okay, today we are going to look at how we can convert fractions into decimals. Fractions into decimals. If you can remember, we mentioned that fractions are of the form a over b. Anything that has a numerator divided by a denominator is a fraction. So keep in mind, in the moment you find something on the numerator on the top, and you have a division sign at the bottom with a denominator at the bottom, then you are talking about a fraction. Now, what about decimals? Decimals are kind of like numbers, but it has um, periods or dots in them. So something like, let's say, 0.1, 3.0024, things like 0.00412. These are what decimals. These are decimals. So we are going to be looking at how we can move away from a fraction all the way to things like this. So that's what we're going to be looking at. That's where our focus is going to be at today. Now, let's take this as an example. Let's have this as an example. Let's say we have the fraction 2 over 5, 2 divided by 5, or 2 over 5. Now, can someone tell me what do you think this fraction is? What type of fraction is this? Yes, I know you know it. It's a proper fraction. It's a proper fraction. 2 divided by 5 is a proper fraction. And why do you think it's so? It is so because the numerator, which is 2, is less than the denominator. Is less than the denominator, which is 5. That explains why 2 divided by 5 is a proper fraction. However, we want to see how we can convert 2 divided by 5 into what? A decimal. The first thing we're gonna do is to have the denominator outside and then have the sorry and have the we're gonna have the denominator outside and then we have the numerator on the inside of the long division. Now, usually the 5, the denominator, this is a denominator. Yes, it's a denominator. But it can also be called the divisor. A divisor is also known as a divisor. And we can also say that the 2 here is the what? Is the dividend. The dividend. That is the number that is being divided. Is the number that is being divided. Number, okay, is the number being divided. The number being divided. And then the divisor is the number used to divide. Used to divide the dividend. The dividend. So that's what the 5 is, and that's what the 2 is. The 2 can also be known as the numerator or the dividend. Whatever we're going to get up here, whatever we get up here is known as a quotient. Whatever we get up there is known as the quotient. And whenever we have a remainder, the moment we have a remainder, it will be called the remainder. It will be known as the remainder. We know as the one, the remainder. I hope you're clear about that. So let's quickly take a look at how we're going to do the process. The process involved in converting a fraction into what? A decimal. How do we convert a fraction into decimal? And remember, we said we have 2 divided by 5, where we're saying that the 2 is the numerator. Is the numerator, or the what? The dividend. The dividend. It could also mean something in finance, though. It means something different in finance. And we have the bottom one known as the denominator, and it's known as a divisor. The divisor. So let's keep that in mind. So let's start. We have 2 divided by 5, and I said the first thing what we do is that we have the denominator on the outside, or the divisor on the outside, and then we have the dividend on the inside. Now the first question we're going to ask ourselves here is that we're going to ask this question: can 5, which is the denominator or the dividend, can 5 go into 2, which is the dividend? Can 5, which is the divisor, can it go into 2, which is the dividend? Is it possible? And the answer there is no. It's not possible. No. Okay, then put it here. No, it's not possible. So if it's not possible, what do we do? The moment it's not possible, we're going to put a 0 on top of the 2. A 0 on top of the 2. Because it's not possible for 5 to go into 2. And if that's the case, any number we put on top here needs to multiply the divisor. So we're going to multiply this by that. And we're going to get what? 0 times 5 is 0. And we put it below the 2. And then we're going to subtract that. We know that 0 from 2 is what? 2. We take 0 out of 2, we'll get 2. Still, we're going to ask the question again: can 5 again go into 2? And you and I know that the answer there is again no. No. But remember, we have already what? We have already put a 0 on top. So instead of putting another 0 on top, that one becomes a what? The decimal point. The decimal point, which is because we've already introduced a 0. We've already introduced what? A 0. And the moment we put a decimal point here, we need to add a 0 by the side of the 2. We add a 0 by the side of the 2. We add a 0 by the side of the 2. And we ask the question. Can 5 go into 20? And the answer there, I believe you know that, is a big yes. Because there's a common factor. There's a common factor. Common factor is 4. Common factor is 4. So 5 can go into 20 4 times. 4 times. And remember, I said the moment you put a number on top there, we need to multiply with this. So that's going to be 4 times 5, which is what? 20. Which is 20. Which is 20. And 20 from 20 will give us what? 0. Will give us 0. So now you can see that we have been able to convert 2 divided by 5 to the number 0.4. So there you have it. This is how we convert fractions into decimals. I would like us to end here today, and we'll come again. We'll come again another time, and we'll continue from there. But I hope you're enjoying your maths journey with me. I'll see you again. Take care. Bye.